Day one, ask D'Lo because he said it. He had them engaged. Yo, there's pride on the line here. This is kind of like street ball a little bit, where we're playing king of the court, and everybody wants to win. The competitiveness came out of the league. Everybody wants to win. Even during the blowouts, when guys was getting upset because they're getting stomped, you can see pride was affected. It made it more intense, and the floors. We'll get into that because that's kind of funny. But this should carry on, and 10 years from now, we're gonna be talking about probably 2 in-season tournaments before the playoffs even start.
Damn, stole that, but yeah, I got a couple things. Piggyback right off. I'm gonna start from backwards forward since you mentioned the Sue thing. Yeah, so people are already talking about we need one of these in like not maybe not March because you got March Madness now, February because you got the Super Bowl, but somewhere before playoffs start. Someone's saying because this you could say if the in-season tournament succeeded or failed, we don't really know yet because there's a lot of different things. First of all, we don't know what the NBA's plan was. If we're talking about like, I don't know if we don't know if sales increase or anything, but I do know they've already coming from a wrestling standpoint. Check out the other channel. We know TV ratings pretty important. TV ratings didn't change, but personally, I don't care about none of that stuff. I'm just mentioning it because we mentioned success and failure. But as far as the energy, it felt like a college football, college basketball. Which again, as a person who's a Dolphins Heat fan and a UM fan, problem with UM when you go to a game compared to other colleges, it's not a college stadium. It's not in the campus. It's out there. It's way past where the campus is. If you know the city like I do, it's not. It's again nowhere near it. Literally miles, like 40-minute drive, not traffic. So what you do with the NCAA tournament is you creating extra atmosphere between when you look at the court, whether you like it or not. Again, Rook said we can get back to that. Whether you tell, okay, this is a different night. One of the problems I have is why is the home team the only team wearing a in-season tournament jersey? Maybe both teams wear jersey, but again, get back to that. Some of them clash with the floors, but again, you could tell when you look at it, this night is different. So now you see it's different. You as a fan who are at the game and on TV, you engage with it different. And then you got the point differential, which makes it matter as far as the group stages. It's not just about beating your opponent, it's about how much you're beating them by. Those points might help you out in the tiebreaker later on. So now you're not just playing, okay, now let's put some respect on it. Now I want to beat the brakes off these fools. How many points are going to be put up? Because now maybe I can't put up as much points in the next game. So even better, get them while you can. And then you got, yes, I am of the Kobe LeBron side over MJ side of the GOAT debate. But you got people talking about some LeBron James already got some MJ don't got. We ain't got to go there because there was no MC tournament for the win. And again, like Rick was saying, in 10 years we're gonna talk about like, oh, how many MC tournaments did dudes get and stuff like that. And if we have like 2 tournaments and dudes getting racking up some of those, and mind you, then you're gonna have conversations like, oh, this dude's only good for the in-season tournament. What happens in the playoffs? Or stuff like that. Now we getting another layer of conversation. Another things to mention the Pacers pretty briefly. People were talking about the Pacers acting like their season over. Well, you got about 40 more games. Now you got to figure out what you're gonna do for the rest of the season. What is this a jumping off point? What you gonna do when playoffs really come around? Especially this team like the Pacers, a young team. It's actually something to spin off of. Because again, during this time of the season, I mean, I watch all sports, so I'm watching the games. But you start to think of it with things like baseball and basketball, specifically because their seasons are so long. What are dudes playing for in mid-November? Like when it's not really, it's not a division game. It's somebody you seeing on the other side. I'm not gonna see this person again. Especially the way the NBA seasons games, you might see a person you only seen twice, like a week apart, and then you won't see him again unless you see him in the finals because they're on the other side, they're on the conference and stuff. The way the scheduling set up is just that's not something they prioritize. So I mean, again, the injury tournament give you another. Dude, you might not see a lot stuff like that. So I think personally, as a fan, I think it was a success. I think we're gonna build on this. There's gonna be some tweaks, some things to change, but definitely, again, I do know I'm probably not a guy this was made for. I was always going to enjoy basketball. Plus, with the my soccer background, I'm used to in-season tournaments all the time. But from what I've seen, the casual fan seems to have enjoyed this. Still some confusion, but I think the energy by itself has made it enough to where it's enjoyable.
All right,
I'll piggyback that real quick as a soccer fan, bro. real quick, as a soccer fan, son. Once you get out the group stage, that knockout kicked in. That level of intensity doesn't change, even for you as a fan. So yeah, they'll build on this.
Hope y'all watching this. I'm hosting. I can't get no turn. You know what I mean?
It's your team, yo. You just let us talk and then hold the floor.
You know I couldn't do that. But what you call it? I'm glad y'all engaged. So what I'll say is, because I was a person at first was like, I don't know about this, but that shit did have me watching it. I was hyped to see it. I mean, it could help that Prize Picks was there. So Prize Picks, links in the bio if you want to go ahead and get your Prize Picks on. You know what I mean? Get my use my code. We good.
We need.
You know what I mean?
Come sponsor the show. That's what they need to do.
There you go. Tell a friend. But no, but seriously, I was more hyped. I do like the way that I guess we'll talk about this in a second. I do like the way the courts changed and they look. You know, some were finer than the others, but I still like that. I like some of the jersey switches; those were cool. Especially if you play 2K, that's cool because that's in the game now too. So that's fire. Like LeBron said, many people will win again, but they won't be the first because we the first.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing y'all need to remember. If you're not a Lakers fan, we were first. Y'all just followed after. I don't know if I would want to see 2 in-season tournaments because I feel like that would take away from the playoffs. You know what I mean? Because just like some people did the Olympics, like Austin Reeves, you saw it took Buddy mad long to get back in Laker form because I guess he was tired, but he was wore out. And obviously, we can see with the in-season tournament that it does kick up to the next level. They was getting amped for it. You know what I'm saying? Some people was giving it their all, especially people, which is another reason why it's good, because it put me on the players I didn't even know about. Like Buddy and I may be dumb, but Buddy in Indiana, Tyrese, my man right there, I didn't really know about.
You didn't know Halliburton, bro?
No, I didn't know about him. I mean, I'm not really checking for Pacer games, but
I ain't gonna lie, that man. Hey, as on Prize Picks, they might be looking at the numbers a little bit more now, but that man, every stat over points, assists, rebound, he do that, he steal, block.
It was fine.
The man's a wagon.
So I'm all for it. I don't know about, like I said, but I don't know about having 2. I feel like that takes away from it. I like it kind of in the beginning of the season because some people, when the season starts, they don't really care. Like, oh, whatever. We'll wait till it gets close to playoffs when people really start playing. They get to the playoffs. So I like it kind of in the beginning because then we get hyped for it. But yeah, that's what I had to say about that. Yeah.
I think I'll co-sign what you said. We might not need 2 because I think Kenny can attest this too. They kind of ramp it up after the All-Star break because they know it's the playoff push or nothing. But where you could pitch the idea of a second one is there's the teams that's losing after the All-Star break and ain't gonna win nothing, and then you get that poor play towards the end of the season. So there's something there to like keep the intensity going throughout the course of the season instead of dudes loafing it. But shout out to that again, that just atmosphere, because you saw the Pacers get up for Boston. I get up for these big games and say, yo, we here. And I don't think that well, from Halliburton, he don't feel like the season's over. And Rick Carlisle ain't gonna let them feel that way neither. That dude, you know, he almost won in Dallas. He won in Detroit. Well, he almost won in Detroit, won in Dallas. Somebody won in Detroit with his team, but I ain't gonna get into that. Rick Carlisle know his way around this thing right here. He's gonna get them amped up based on this success, pushing towards the playoffs. Because this is a one and done situation in terms of a knockout situation. Can you carry this energy over the course of 4 games to get 4 wins in the playoffs? That's the next thing. And I saw D'Lo talk about that. You know, after winning, D'Angelo Russell, who played really well during this, really ratcheted up his intensity. Can somebody catch fire and hold on to this feeling so when they get to the playoffs, they're like, yo, I know how to turn it up. I know what's expected of me. Can the Lakers threaten maybe Denver in the playoffs if they get there and they're all healthy?
We can if we get the last game of AD.
Man, AD's like that, man. Hard right now, but I think it's a health issue, and we won't hear about this until the 30 for 30.
Through the money, design of the drip. Don't got a cap on my spirits again. Bet on myself.